Now, it was revealed on Monday by UKAD that former champion of the world AMIR Khan had been banned for 2 years after failing a drugs test he took after his fight with Kell Brook in February last year. And I'm delighted to say that AMIR is in the studio to tell us more about that and, of course, fight his corner. AMIR, hello, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you, and thank you for having me on. I wanted to come over today. You know, I thought, I don't want to hide away. Like a lot of people would hide away when something like this happens, and I want to come out and talk about it. What's happened, and you know, obviously it upset me more than anyone. Being a fighter for like almost 22 years in the sport of boxing at the high level, fighting in world title levels and across the world, Vegas and everywhere. I thought, I don't want this to tarnish my career in any way. I don't want people thinking, oh, you know what, you cheat, he was a cheat, because that's something I would never have done. And when they found the substance, which was, I forgot the name, Ostarine. So they say it's a muscle builder, which then was in my system towards the fight time. Well, after the fight day when I got tested, it was shown in there, which is a muscle builder. Now, I was making weight, 147 pounds or 449 pounds it was. I find it quite hard making the weight, so I wouldn't be taking a muscle thing to keep muscle on, because muscle is heavier and it's going to be a lot harder to make weight. So, you know, and I don't know how it could have happened. I mean, if you work it out, as I was saying before, it's like you've got an Olympic-sized swimming pool and you've got like half a grain of salt in there. That's how much they found. But in a way, I'm happy because you know, the testing is so good now, and they're catching a lot of fighters and a lot of people are sportsmen and women out there. But the amount that I had in my body was not enough to make me any stronger, any better as a fighter in going into that fight.
Okay, well, let me ask you, thank you for coming in, by the way. They said, UKAD said that they informed you of this decision in April last year. In fact, April the 6th, so a year ago today.
April the 6th. So they must have informed us, saying that...
They said they informed you
me
last year.
Right, yeah, so they informed us to say this is...
So is that correct, that UKAD said to you...
That was a year ago, no.
Oh, okay.
It can't be.
So I saw images of you on Sky Sports coming out of somewhere at the beginning of the week, and then they put they doorstepped you, it's called.
Yes,
they asked you the question. Yeah. And you look quite stunned by these findings. When was the first time that you learned you had failed a drugs test?
I got told about it probably about 6 months after, 6 to 9 months. I think 6 to 9 months after the fight.
After
the fight, yeah.
So the fight was in Feb.
Yep. So well after that, like,
so we're talking like August, September.
Yeah.
Even though you kind of said they told you in April.
No, I did get told in April. I did nothing about it. You know, so and that's why, and it was a bit of a shock to me. And then when it was announced, I didn't know they were going to announce it like that. You know, and I was fighting it because I did say to them that, look, I'm a clean fighter, and that's why I kept fighting it. And then I was at an interview, and then boom, it comes out and it gets announced on social media, and thinking about it, it gets announced like literally a year after the fight.
Could anyone of your team have been told and not told you?
No, because I mean everything comes back to me. To be honest with you, I know that when we did find out about it, I told my lawyer, and my lawyer was working on it and working on how it was in the system and everything. And we was even giving them vitamins I took. I must have given them about 20 vitamins that I took. I give them all literally every supplement I was taking, checking all the proteins I was taking. Is there contamination? Is it not? I mean, see, one thing about us as well is that, look, we'll be, say, fight week, you'll be with your brother or friends or whatever, and they drink some water, just passes that, boom, you'll have a swig. You know, so it could be from anything, you just don't know.
So, you know, you said that you don't know. So are you saying that because obviously it was found in your system?
Yes.
So basically, could it have been put in your system and you didn't know about it? Like maybe you just said there that one of your friends had swigged this.
Yeah, but
could they put it in there?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think. I mean, look, the amount that was in there, I just don't know how it was in the system. Like I said, it could have been a cross contamination from a vitamin or something like that. So that's why I'm so like confused on how it all happened, and it upset me more than anyone because all my life I've been a great clean fighter, and I thought, wait a minute, it happens now towards the end of my career, which it could tarnish my whole legacy, what I've done in the sport of boxing.
So UKAD rejected your defence that Ostarine was transmitted by a tainted supplement or human contact. I know that you said, matter-of-factly, it might have come from a handshake, but they've rejected that claim. But they did say they decided the dose was too small to be intentional or give any performance advantage.
Right.
But also, it's known that for any traces of Ostarine to be found in a sample, the person needs to take it for between 6 and 8 weeks. So it's not something that could have just happened once. It needs to have been put into a body for 6 to 8 weeks.
And that proves that, like, I was being tested throughout the whole training camp. In camp, while I was in camp, and nothing come out.
Okay, so let me ask you this. The actual test that came back positive, that was tested after the fight. Is that right?
I think it was around the fight. It was in the fight week.
It was in the fight week?
It was a fight week, yeah.
Okay, so if that's the case, I don't know the answer, so I'm asking you the question. If that's the case, and a boxer, in this case it's you, comes back with a positive test, why wouldn't that result be known before the fight goes ahead?
Exactly. I mean, in a way, it should have been, really. If it was done on the fight week of the fight, really, that fight should not have really happened. I mean, because look, at the end of the day, I'm a sportsman, and I'm totally against drug cheats. And if it did come positive, then they should have really cancelled the fight, really. You know
you were being tested all the way through training?
I was being tested all throughout the whole training camp, everything, yeah. And I was the one who, I'd seen a video, an old one, and someone posted it saying that, I was the one who was questioning why you guys are not testing us more, because I was waiting for, like, and I remember making that video saying that I'm not being tested yet, and I don't know why you guys are not testing me or Kell, because if I'm not being tested, I'm sure he's not being tested. So, and I was the one that kicking up the fuss, and who put it in the contract was me. I'm the one who put it in the contract as well, that I want testing for this fight. I've had it all my fights since the Peterson thing happened. When I fought Lamont Peterson, he had been caught. I said, I want to have it in all my fights. So I'm the one who put it in the contract as well.
Can I ask, do you acknowledge that you did have traces of Austrian in your blood?
Look, when I've read about it, yeah, and I've heard about it being in my body, but like I said, I do not know how it's gone in there. But
do you accept their findings?
Yeah, I mean, a grain of salt. Literally less than grain of salt.
Even if it is a grain of salt.
They found it in my system, exactly. So at the end of the day, I'm going to put my hand up. And honestly, it's good that it gives me the opportunity to, like, apologise to all my fans out there and all the people that have been supporting me, to say, look, I'm sorry, but like I said, I do not know how it got in there.
When you say that, and what do you say to people? Because obviously it was confirmed, they said they'd let you know in the April, and then you retired a month later. So people were obviously going to put 2 and 2 together and say that you've only retired because you've been caught. I mean, what do you say to people that throw that accusation at you?
I think straight after the fight, I think I kind of made that clear to everyone that I was going to call it a day from the sport, because I just didn't feel the same fighter. But I know exactly where you're coming from. Yeah, people are going to start thinking of that. I didn't think of it that way. But I made my mind up straight after the fight. I remember doing that Sky interview and thinking, that's me done. I'm done from the sport. Because, you know, when you don't have that fire left in your belly, you're like, you know what, I'll call it a day now.
If UKAD wouldn't have released these findings this week, you would have still known about them, obviously.
Yeah.
Would it have come out from your side, or would you have kept it quiet?
I probably would have mentioned something, you know, maybe in, like, one, say I've got my own TV shows and stuff like that, so I would have probably mentioned it in one of my own TV series or something like that, yeah.
Because it can be, as you mentioned earlier, it can be incredibly damaging to not just where you are now, but everything you've done, your legacy in the sport.
Exactly, man. And I've always been the clean fighter, and I'm the one who wants these testings to be, because it happened to me. I mean, I've been, since that last time it happened, I've been testing myself. But look, yeah, I mean, it could have been very damaging. It could be very damaging if I didn't come here and talk about it. Because if I stayed quiet and just moved away from everyone and didn't say a word about it, then people would have thought, why is he not saying nothing? But I wanted to come out and come clean.
So apart from speaking to us today and the millions of people that are listening to talkSPORT, what other action are you going to take to try and clear your name?
I think it'd be good to kind of work with maybe UKAD or the other anti-doping commissions to make sure the sport boxing stays clean, and maybe somehow educate the younger fighters and the boxers out there even now who are fighting, to say that, look, be very careful, contamination can happen, make sure you check your vitamins, proteins and everything. So making sure that you have a proper team around you who are and don't be, you know, maybe taking drinks from anyone and everyone when you're coming towards a fight, because like I said, it could have happened anyway.
Have you had serious conversations with your team? Because obviously it's happened to you. Unfortunately for your team and the people that are around you, they're not making the headlines. It's AMIR Khan, drugs cheat. So basically, have you had conversations with your team to say, listen, what is going on here?
I had a little chat with them. Nothing really much, because end of the day, because it was in me, like, look, I'll take it on the head, you know. I'm not gonna blame anyone. Even though, I know what you mean, because they're the ones who they're your team. They're the ones that do everything for you. They're the ones who give you your vitamins, your proteins, make your shakes for you, make your food for you, have a nutritionist, have a dietitian. I mean, the amount of money I spent on this case as well. I must spend about over 100 grand just to make sure I find out how this happened and to prove that I was clean. You know what I mean? I've spent a lot of money on this whole thing because I wanted to prove to people that, look, I've never cheated and I never would have. You know, sometimes you look at fighters and you can see by the body shape, the way the body is. I mean, going back to that, you could see my body from the last fight. I mean, it doesn't look nowhere near like I was on something, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, you can see in some fighters, when you see them, you can see the muscles. They have muscles on muscles. They look strong. The aggression they have, the how aggressive they are in the fight as well. When they take shots, how they cope with taking them big shots and come back with bigger shots and almost recover so quick. So you see all that, yeah, and you do kind of start thinking, are they on something? But like
do you know any boxers that have taken it?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. I don't. And,
do you think it's a problem in the sport?
I think in all sports, it's a problem, yes. I think it happens all the time in all sports. And look, I'm glad in the UK that we're doing a lot of testing, like with anti-doping, and in America where you got the fighters there who are knocking people out, there's hardly any testing happening over there. You know, and I think it needs to be in sport. It has to happen often now. You have to get tested regularly, even outside camp as well.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein, Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.